Okay, now, hello. Um, so this is Wednesdays. If you're here with me right now, and I'm glad that you're here because thank you. thanks, thanks for the thumbs up. Because it's always a bit of a test doing the technology thing. So it's great. I'm a couple of you are here, and yes, we're live. Okay, cool. So to Mindfulness Wednesdays live on my channel this time. And if you're here because we met on the SCINU channel, great. Thank you for coming. And if you're not here for that reason and you're here just out of chat, welcome. We are going to be doing mindfulness every Wednesday actually, over the summer and into the fall. And I'd like to start by just acknowledging where I am. I'm really sitting on the lands of the traditional lands of the Squamish, the Squim, the Tsleil-Waututh, and I really bow just for a moment to honor their great and the Indigenous heritage that allows me to hear. Thank you. So mindfulness is a really important now, I think, as we kind of are come a lot of crisis points on the planet. And I know for me, anyways, even if that wasn't happening, I was practicing mindfulness because I have a monkey brain. And it's used to sort of thinking about survival issues and doing what it does best is running in situations where we feel threatened. The only problem with particular way of the mind kind of working is that the propensity part of the brain, which is the primal brain, the survival brain, is to store that and to always reference any situation with any severity at all related or even if that may be related to that survival mode, which is flight, fright, or freeze. And when we're in that mode, we really can't very well at all, let alone in the here and now where things really matter. So mindfulness gives us this opportunity to have a way to create sense between the stimulus and the response. And it's Viktor Frankl, the great author and humanitarian out of the Nazi war, said, between stimulus and the response, there is this, and in that space is our freedom. And it's really true. We get easily pulled into that very, very long primal response or reaction, really, to any type of stimulus that might be happening, whether it is real or not, whether it's to be current or whether it was a 5-year-old thing that occurred. So we're building a muscle right now, and as such, as we build a muscle, we want to think about it very similarly to going to gym, where you're going to be working. Ideally, the time when you can. Not all the time, but maybe consistently and regularly, and with some intention to direct your awareness into a place of presence through the practice of mindfulness, and turn build your capacity. It'll build resilience, and it'll also build, amazingly, the neuroplasticity in your brain. Research, evidence has really proven now that the more we can practice mindfulness, meditation, and these types of skills, the more we develop this part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is part of that amygdala, hippocampus flight or freeze response. And up here in this the cortex brain, we have what's called harder thinking, and that's where intelligence derives. That's where compassion, empathy, and things like patience, many virtues reside and actually are developed. And sometimes they need to be developed, like in the case of patience. We had it today. And patience is something that you get overnight. It's something continually have to work at. Same as love and various other things that are, really virtues that if we are able to resonate our energetic field more in those ways, the more peace and the more freedom we have. So enough talking practice. So I'm going to encourage, think about your practice as being an exploration. And one of the quotes that comes to mind is the teacher that's walking around the grade room classroom, 7 or 8 years old, and it's art, and they're all drawing, and they're supposed to be drawing themselves. And once they've kind of gotten mostly through, these walks around and looks at them all and notices just things, and puts a question to the children, as well, I see a lot of you have drawn these, and your bodies these fairly large heads, and what do you think the head is, the body is for? And they all put their hands up, and they're like eager, and one of the children pipes out, well, the body carry the head around. We often think that's a really good description of how we think of it, and also how we live. We kind of live from here, with our heads leading, and often lost in thought. What we're doing here and now in this moment is coming into a place where we're not, where we're maybe in our thought, but we're also really present with our body. As the body, the sensory field of awareness, is constantly giving us feedback, and this feedback is really important to really how we are, and actually more important than who we are. All right, so that's a comfortable position, and allow yourselves to feel like rest, comfortably and at ease in whatever way that might be for you. Some people may need to be lying down. Some people may find that it's kind of nice your head down on your desk. If you've got very acute disability in your ventilator, then I would urge you to stay lying down. You don't need to look at the screen. All you need to do is hear my voice. And once you're in that position of comfort, kind of rest, allow yourself to move into the inner space that you occupy. By closing your eyes, I invite you that. And if that doesn't feel, it's easy enough to just let your gaze fall downward, and allow your eyes to be soft. And so allow yourself to now tune to this inner landscape with the acknowledgement that you live here, that this is your home, and that everything that is in this home is benign. It is you from a place of peace and love, that your body does the utmost it can to provide support for the head and the mind and the thoughts and all these that we carry around in there. And so just acknowledging that, just like we acknowledge the land acknowledge. And then allow yourself to take a few good deep breaths, breathing in and exhaling, and repeating that a couple more times. Full, rich, effortless breathing. Perhaps allowing, as you breathe in, the visual image of the breath streaming in through the crown of the head, fill lungs, and as you breathe out, the relaxing, and the breath coming back through the nasal passageway, and seeing any tension. And do that again. Full, rich breath in, relaxing the face and the brow, filling the heart and the lungs and the belly. And a release, exhale out, making a pursed lip exhale. And then as you settle in to a breathing pattern, rather unconscious for the most part, but conscious in and out, because our breath are essentially, and the breath will always bring you back to the present moment. And we allow ourselves to now move into a restful awareness. I'm going to invite you to all relax the muscles around your jaw. Sometimes it's good to take a big yawn and just relax the jaw. Yeah. And you may find that as you do so, your mouth will want to come back into a natural grin. Do you relax the back of the tongue at the root, and you kind of assume gentle grin on your. Allow yourself to feel that releasing and relaxing the tissue inside your cheeks. So releasing and relaxing the tissue all the way back in the jaw, relax the back of the throat, and even the back and the root of the tongue. And continue with that sense that the face, the jaw, the mouth, the tissue inside the cheeks is relaxed. Move up to the outer corners of your eye and relax all the outer corners of the eyes, feeling the depth of the eyes, the closed eyes, and that kind of releasing of the eye socket. And continuing with that relaxation, right, the forehead, right, the brow, and just as you release and relax the brain away from the skull, the whole mind, the whole process of thinking, just some. Yeah, there's nothing to solve right now. There's nothing to do other than just be aware. And so it may be such that you might want to be aware of your thoughts at this time, and even just notice what the tone of your thinking might be. Really being able to identify it, but not identify with it. So look at the thoughts from that inside. Also looking perhaps at emotion that may be attached to a thought. And then even taking a moment just to be aware of the sensations in your body, your feeling, your sensations. And letting that awareness of compassion and just acceptance and curiosity really be predominantly how you observe, how you look at the emotions that may be moving through like clouds in the sky, and how you have sensation in the body. And what the sensation in the body will tell you is that all the doorways of your senses are feeding you information right now, and they are 24/7. And let's take a moment and identify those five sensory awarenesses. So we already thought about one of them as we closed our eyes, and I asked you to look inside at this occupy behind your closed. And so we may even notice light, we notice symbols, we may notice color. But that inner is also perhaps looking at thoughts. Even though thoughts may not have a visual image, they may have a visual memory. And so we can see with our inner eye. And then we also can allow ourselves to, from the eyes, the nose, and just allow that the tactile feel of the air coming in through the nasal passageways, moving down in lungs, perhaps expelling, And now your tactile awareness, your sensory body. And you may notice also as the belly expands on the inhale, it also releases on the exhale. And so notice the whole movement breathing with your sense, the whole gesture of expansion on the inhale, the contraction, the relaxing on the exhale. Yourself with your awareness now to. So we're in the nose and mouth and the face, and we taste. May taste on the tongue, the taste inside the mouth. We'll go back up to the nose and we'll smell. Perhaps if you're like me, I had a rose on my garden today, and you can smell just minutely, but in a big way, something that's close to us. Last but not least, allowing your awareness of your mindfulness practice take you to your auditory senses, and you're hearing my voice. But what else here? What else do you notice? There's going to be sounds likely in your room, in the vicinity. You may now be able to direct your awareness of auditory perception further out the room, beyond even the building. Really listen. Seeing if you can really stir your awareness way out there and bring it back into the room. And then still with your eyes closed, bring right back in and see and listen and hear the sound, own breath breathing you. And this will be ideally beautiful rhythm. It's effortless and relaxed, somewhat unconscious, although we've consciousness now. And allowing a sense of your breath to fill you and to bring the place of life force awareness into you, and bring the awareness of relaxation and release, and letting that out, letting go. Each exhale can act as an invitation to do so. One of the people that I follow often is Tara Brock, and she's probably one of the mindfulness gurus around, I would say. And I'll practice for a moment while I read it from her. The starting place of all healing is in even the most painful and shameful parts of our inner experience. Compassion for ourselves naturally leads to caring deeply for ourselves, for others, and actually unfolds into an unconditional and inclusive love for life that we never impossible. And as we allow ourselves to really feel that potential of our practice, and also the true rawness of our fragility and of our need for practicing these ancient texts that bring us into the essence of who we truly are, not what we've been told or not what to use as a defense mechanism, but the real essence of you, which is love, light, and vibration. Just sitting with that for a moment, with that truth. And going back to feeling the breath and relaxing as you notice the breath, face around the eyes, the forehead, feeling a gentle smile upon your lips, perhaps relaxing and releasing the outer corners of your mouth into a grin. And then in your last few breaths, just allowing that feeling of a smile. Perhaps you call a baby smile, or a child, or someone you love, and feeling that essence of the smile, the energy of the smile, in it into your whole body, your whole being. And as we prepare to end our practice today with gratitude and lots of appreciation for your body and for it allowing you to move around in this world. We will also hold compassion for ourselves, for our learning, compassion for the learning of the planet right now, remembering that the more we can vibrate and stay in the place of love, even in our pain or suffering, even in our moments of doubt or whatever it might be, to really hold passion and love as commenting on truth of all that is. And I leave it in very gradually will come practice. First of all, by just remembering the shape body, and then remembering where you are in the room, without opening your eyes, and just picturing the room. Very gradually, just bowing your head down, so that when you open your eyes, you can just allow the softness and gentleness of the horizon to enter in first, before you for yourself back to the world. So I see a lot of comments, and thank you all for showing up. Wow, so delighted to be here with you. And I'm going to do this every week, and I'm going to do that over the summer, fall, until we figure out whatever else we might be doing. But so yeah, if you want to show up, you're welcome. To I'll be for a half an hour every Wednesday, and I will continue to send out the emails. Thank you, Barry, for doing that. By the way, Barry, and thank you all for coming, and stay safe, and practice your mindfulness, those muscles of resilience and spaciousness and calm, so that peace can be your guide. Okay, well, thank you, and I'll end now, and I'll see you again. Bye. The audio is double. Oh. Ah. Okay. Huh. Oh. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm reading these. Do. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay. I'll figure it out, and we'll get this done. Figure it out. Thanks, everybody. Huh.